Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Blue Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Time. Time is the most precious commodity there is. It's more valuable than gold, silver, platinum. Seriously. She's laughing at me, but it's true. The thing about time is you can't buy it, you can't trade it, and you can't get any more. And we only have so much time. And that's a fact. You may think it's funny, but that's the truth.
So you got all the time and you complain that there are not enough hours in the day.
And I do because there's like, I need to get some more time. You know what was the movie? What was the movie with Justin Timberlake where they had the clock in their hands, where they had to keep trying to buy time?
Out of
It,
time?
was it out of no out of time? That was
That's
Denzel.
Denzel.
But
I don't know.
I wish we could
I'm
get
looking
some
up
more.
a movie right now. Blair Witch Project.
Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, that
Okay. I wish I had more. Okay, as Denzel said in Man on Fire, I wish I had more time. I wish I had more time because there's not enough time in the day. The thing is if you want to be great at something, and this is what happens with a lot of people that are very, very successful. I'm not saying that I'm successful, but they sacrifice other things to be successful. A lot of times they don't have a great home life, and it's hard to separate one thing from another. And we have been going crazy on trying to get this red brick house done. Fortunately, with this project, I'm actually very, very blessed that I'm doing it with my wife because if I were here doing it with myself and without her, then it would be terrible as far as our marriage goes. Um, it's great that we're actually able to do this together. But spending the time on there has made it so it's harder to spend the time on the Dallas Cowboys. And the Dallas Cowboys, you need to buy more time because there's always so much drama that's going on. I have literally missed the rookie minicamp stuff, and it's hard to even catch up. And I still haven't gotten caught up on the draft, and so I've got to find a way because I wish I had more time. Um, Now, at least with the red brick house, we're kind of going on the downhill side of that. Uh-huh. We are, yeah. But the guys will be finished hanging the drywall this weekend, getting the front together. Um, you know, I mean, we still have a lot of work. Don't get me wrong, we have a lot of work to do,
And
but we have a lot more work behind us than we do in front of us because we have busted a hump. Yeah, I mean, next week they get the water line and stuff put in. Heck, we put a toilet in there. That's a major. That'd be a major thing. Anyway, back to the whole thing about time. When you're young, you believe that you got all the time in the world. And unfortunately, you find out how quickly time goes past. For Zeke, I don't think Zeke expected to be where he is right now. I think Zeke figured he had lots and lots of time left to go ahead and do all the things that he wanted to do. But at the moment, you're hearing, at least we're hearing reports that are saying that they're talking to different GMs, and most GMs think that he's lost not just one step, but several steps and doesn't have much left in the tank. And unfortunately, at running back, that's a position that your half life is not very long. It is short. At least for Zeke, Zeke has been compensated very, very well. Zeke is the second highest paid running back behind Adrian Peterson. So, huh? Yeah, he's made $75 million.
hope you saved it.
I hope he saved it too. The question you have to ask is, will he be a Hall of Famer? I don't. Yeah, I think the suspension probably will hurt him on that. The lack of playoff success Um, I don't know. I don't know on that one. Although the thing with running backs, I think that the golden age of running backs has ended. See, today the NFL lost one of the greatest players. It's got to be in the top 4 or 5 in the history of the NFL. Beyond just the football field, Jim Brown was a social justice champion and groundbreaking. When he ended up doing um, the movie with Raquel Welch, 100 Rifles, that was wow. Because at that time, a black man and a sex symbol, Raquel Welch, on the screen together was a no no. Jim Brown, incredible career. Out of his 9 seasons, led the NFL in rushing 8 times. When he left the NFL after 9 years at his peak, he had over 12,000 yards in 14 game seasons. He averaged 122 yards a game, 5.2 yards. So when we start listening about Zeke, and Zeke still has stuff left, Zeke averaged about 3.6, almost 2 yards less than Jim Brown did after 9 years. Unfortunately, the only response that you're getting as far as Zeke goes is we're hearing the Browns, um, but I'm not sure that the Browns really are that interested in him as more as a writer is saying that they are. And the Chargers, because the Chargers, of course, have Kellen Moore. But then we heard Tampa Bay because they have Skip Pete, who was his running back coach. It is conceivable that Zeke Elliott is not on a team next year. If you're telling me that Derrick Henry, that nobody wants to give up any kind of trade compensation to get him, if you're telling me that Austin Eckler, nobody wants to give up any trade compensation for him, that Dalvin Cook could be cut on June 1st because nobody will trade for him, you have to look at all 3 of those guys right now in better shape um, to tote the rock than Zeke Elliott. And unfortunately, Zeke Elliott's time may be up. That's the crazy thing. Before you know it, time has just flown by. So that's why you got to make the most of every minute that you have. And you know what I'm going to make the best moment of? Going to sleep. Because you can look and see these eyes are worn out. Remember, good people, tell the people you love them. Love you too. Because you might not get the chance again, and I love you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Before I go, today was an incredible day. Actually, any day that I wake up next to her is an incredible day. Um, but was it Ted? I can't remember his name.
Ted Campbell.
Yeah, Ted Campbell. Ted Campbell, and he looks like Burt Reynolds. In fact, his wife
Linda Evans.
said, who he said looks like Linda Evans. She said, "You look like Burt Reynolds," and she said, or women, no,
Yeah, that's why I said he looked like Burt Reynolds, and he said to her, "Who's your favorite movie star?"
oh yeah, and she said Burt Reynolds. So they've been together for 40 years. I think 40. I think he said 40 years.
They're not married.
Yeah, I guess they're not married. Um, but he came by, and it was funny because when he came by, he rolled down his window and said, "I was born in that front room." I was like, I got to hear more of this. And so he came in, and there's a video conversation with him um, on my day job channel. But this house has a whole life of its own. There's so many stories and things from so many different people that it's just incredible. It's it's uplifting and it motivates you to want to get this thing done because you see the joy that people actually get from it, or at least some older people do. I don't know that younger people would ever give a rat's ass about history or anything, but there's so many people that have been tied to this house, and it's a great feeling. So it's worth all the work that's going into it. Wouldn't you agree, honey? She's ignoring me. All right, I'm rambling. I'm tired, boss. I'm real tired. I'll see you soon. Peace.